English with Deck.
Hey everyone, Deck from Deck English here, and I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Today, I want to assist you guys in a pretty difficult experience. I wouldn't go as far as saying it can be a traumatic experience, but I would definitely go as far to say as it can be a stressful experience. Now, what on earth am I talking about? Am I talking about making sure that you go into the correct bathroom? These days, bathrooms are labelled with not so obvious signs. Maybe the stall has an obvious male and obvious female image, sometimes not so obvious. But no. We are not talking about that today. Are we going to talk about renewing your visa in person, not online, of course? No. Not that today. Are we going to talk about maybe purchasing train tickets and potentially getting off at the wrong stop? No. But that is a very good topic. We should definitely talk about that one. Today, I want to talk about an essential activity which all of you will encounter when abroad, and that is ordering food with no idea what it is. What? No idea what it is? What do you mean, Deck? Well, take a seat for a second and open your ears. Let me elaborate with a little story. Now, when I first came to Japan, I spoke pretty much zero Japanese. I spoke very basic Japanese. I could order some drinks through verbally. I could pick out certain menu item names. I could ask for basic directions, all that kind of stuff. Have a very, very basic conversation. But when it came to ordering food at, say, a local restaurant, maybe it was like a mum and pop, as it's called, like a sort of old-fashioned family business, or maybe it was just a traditional style establishment. Now that would occasionally, and to a degree occasionally, very occasionally still does, throw a few difficulties into the equation. Why, Deck, you might say? It's just ordering food. Well, let's take a minute and think, If a menu has some pictures to go along with the words, there's absolutely no issues, You see what you're getting, you read what you're getting. Okay, perfect. And if you don't know how to read the word in front of you, you can refer to the picture. You can point, this one. But sometimes, and quite often, in fact, not sometimes, quite often, a menu will not have pictures. So what do you do? Well, the one advantage which English has is usually, you can read the word even if you don't know what it is. You can sound it out. A language like Japanese or Chinese or Korean, for example, it's a little bit more tricky because it has various readings. You can sometimes take a guess, but it's a bit more tricky, So you definitely just have to do a bit of a roulette if you're feeling lucky or if you're feeling brave. I don't know which, really. But I've been there many times myself, And when you go into that traditional eatery, that establishment, and you're like, oh no, I can't read the menu. And the queue is getting smaller and smaller, and they are slowly getting closer to taking your order. And then, excuse me, may I take your order, please? And then panic sets in. So you just, this one, that one, in your head, of course. This one, that one, this one, that one, this one. And you point with your finger. And then after an anxious wait, it arrives at your table. And, well, it's a 50-50 chance, you know. Either you're going to love it or hate it, usually. But, you know, we've all been there. And sometimes that is quite a novel experience. You know, I remember going to, especially udon or somen or soba, like the noodle shops would quite often, and do still quite often, have a menu with no images. And in Japan, the writing might use an older font or just be a bit more fancy, like cursive style. So it's kind of hard to read unless you know, you're a bit more accustomed to it. I mean, now it's fine, absolutely fine now, but I'm talking years ago for me. And I remember to this day, literally, there was a local place near to my old house, and I would just point to this one. I'd say, oh, can I have this one, please? And the next time I went, I'd go for the next item on the list, and the next item. I mean, and then I went back to a similar restaurant the other day, and obviously there was no issue at all, you know, and it made me chuckle to reminisce about this experience. And I think at the end of the day, that is an act of bravery, because, well, you don't know what you're getting to eat. You know, it's kind of like, what's it called? A mystery box. And yeah, you might get something which is actually pretty damn good. Or on the other hand, it might not be to your taste at all. But, you know, you take what you can. And honestly, I think this also goes as far as if it's a dish you don't know, a food you don't know, it's worth a try. I mean, of course, if you have an allergy, you know, egg or wheat or seafood or of some sort, you know, that kind of stuff, be careful. Of course, be careful. But within reason, I think just making this random choice, it can be one of the best surprises during your trip or during your time abroad. And I'm sure it will give you some fun memories when you look back on them and in years to come. Okay, guys. Well, as always, here are your 4 special phrases. Okay, today we've got number 1, I'll give that a try. Number 2, what is this exactly? Number 3, that's better than expected. Number 4, I'm not sure about this. Okay, guys, and as always, let's put them together. Okay, okay, this new restaurant looks really good. Okay, I'm going to take a look inside. Open the door. Ding! Wow, it smells so good. Okay, let me go and order. Oh no, the menu. I don't know any of these foods. What on earth is this? I've never heard of these. I wonder what this is exactly. This one looks like it's got a lot, could have meat in it. I fancy some meat today. I'll give that a try. 5 minutes later. Here you are, love. Here's your food. Oh, thank you. Wow. Well, this looks better than expected, I'm not sure about this though. Let's have a taste. Oh wow, that's better than expected. There you go, guys. And as always, I hope that you can find at least a couple of minutes of these episodes useful for your learning experience. Now, guys, as always, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you out there. And as always, I just want to remind you guys that, these episodes, the content that goes alongside them on the various platforms and stuff, I am eternally grateful for any and all of you who give it a follow, give it a share to anyone and everyone, and of course, leave a review. And absolutely, if you have a spare dollar or two available, feel free to, send a coffee over to me for the project, and it really does go a long way. Now, just to follow on from that, I just want to really say thank you to everyone who has put in the time just to listen to me talk for so many minutes and hours so far. And it's really, really appreciated, seeing the listener count, the listener mileage increase slowly but surely. Wow, it is so motivating, it is so thrilling, for use of a better word, and I really do hope to be able to keep doing this well into the future, not only for the gratification as I just mentioned, but so as to be able to assist you all in learning a little bit of English every day. Okay, guys, well, I hope you're having a great morning, a great evening, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. See you in the next one. Bye now.